Talk about aura farming here. This is just aura farming to the max. This is like almost a 10 out of 10 for everything. This is so interesting. What is going on here? Dude, is it bad if I like almost immediately want to put it in B? K-pop. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've talked about K-pop artists a ton. They're stylish, they're everywhere, and they look especially good on camera. Shout out to High School David for his Big Bang and Girls' Generation era. But today is not about BTS crushing a GQ shoot or Lisa hitting those S-curve poses. Today is all about album covers. Not the colors, not the art direction, not even the music, but we're gonna focus on the poses. Some are powerful, some a little awkward, some are just so simple yet genius. So I'm ranking these poses to see what works, what doesn't, and seeing if there's anything we can learn about posing and creative expression. Explaining the ranking system real quick. We decided to go for S, A, and B. Nothing lower, because no disrespect, remember. Only curiosity, no judgment. B is going to be if the pose or the photo, I feel like there's quite a bit of things that we could have changed up to improve it. A is if it's a great photo. Probably there's some things that we can learn from it, but maybe some minor improvements that if, let's say I was there as a creative director or a photographer, maybe I would have asked them to do a couple different things. And then S is just bravo, cinema. Nothing changed. It's epic, it's golden, it's good to go. With that being said, let's jump straight into it. Hey, BTS. Of course we have to start with BTS. This is great. This is really great. I don't think I've ever seen this cover before. Their expressions are very bold too. It's almost like they're crowding over you in high school or something. They're like, yeah, do your thing. I love that they're not just standing in a single file line, which could happen in group photos. I like what Jungkook is doing. He's got that nice lean, and he's got very expressive eyes. He has that relaxed lips look as well. I like what J-Hope's got going on over there too. He's got a very decisive pick of a angle there. He could have gone inwards towards the group, but he decided to go outwards. He likes to express with the eye over there. It is very expressive. We can tell that the camera was down and low and they really wanted this grouping over kind of look. And I like how they layered everyone and we get to see many different heights as well. It's nice. It makes me feel something. I think that's what I'm looking for when it comes to the wow factor. Does it make me feel something? Maybe I'll place this on, I'll be a little conservative, and place it on A. Please don't come at me. BTS again? Obviously this is more dynamic. You know, what really stands out is all the different levels going on here, which is something I always advise when it comes to group photos. Because what we tend to do is we like to crowd around, right? Especially for like the corporate photos, work photos, let's get together, or maybe you want to get a photo with your friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or a celebrity you met, you're right next to each other. Real quick, that is all fine and dandy, okay? No judgment on that, I do that all the time. However, if our intention was a little different, maybe we want to elevate the photo, then I think bringing in the layering and creating levels, right? Having some people in the front, in the back, sitting, standing, I think that would be great to consider for your next group photo. And then lastly, not to come after you, RM, this one, when we go back to the fundamentals, the arm feels a little forced. It feels like he's not really using it to actually relax. It's just there to like frame his face like this, versus him really leaning into that and shifting his weight. So that would be the only little thing, because everyone looks so relaxed. There's a time and place for that. There's time and places where we want to exaggerate the pose a little bit. But look at everyone else. Everyone's got a nice lean and it looks natural and relaxed. So if I were to rank the lovely BTS again, there were more things for me to pick at. Okay, I'm gonna be safe and put them on the A tier once again. Ooh, we got Miss Aespa. I think impact-wise, I need to give this a good score. I gotta give props to the creative direction, all the stuff going on. So angelic. I don't know if everything was done practically, maybe some digital art here, but it's really cool. Oh, fun fact, I was so close to posing Aespa myself. So close. Aespa, you see this? Let me put, maybe I need to put them S tier just to S and we move on. Just to secure the future collaboration. But let me start with the good stuff. We got the two members in the back. It's one of my favorite poses, especially when we're sitting down. Especially for ladies that maybe want to tap into their feminine a little bit more. They want to be able to show off their curves a little bit more. When we're standing up, we have the ability to move our hips, therefore creating curves. I've done a deep dive on Lisa on my Instagram and TikTok. But what happens when we sit? I can't move my hips. So, how do we then create shapes? By sitting on the side or on the hip side to be able to create a shape there. Kind of like a mermaid. They're very much serving. They're serving very, very hard. They've got an incredible face card. And I feel like they're maybe aura farming a little too much, if you get what I mean. Just because the set is just so angelic and so fairy-like. Could we have done something with the hands? Out over here, connecting with her collarbone, maybe something with the face, the hair, reaching out again. I think that could have been very fairy-like, because they're fairies. Like baby cherubs. The cute ones, not the very like adult man-looking ones. Let's go back to ranking them here. Integrity, right? I might put it into B. Even though I might be jeopardizing my future opportunity to work with Aespa. That's what we stand for here, all right? Ooh, Mr. J-Hope? Wow. This is cool. This is very different. Once again, the art direction, old school vibes, as if it's been printed on like this textured paper. I think this is where the art direction and the pose aligns really well. You know, the photo doesn't look like some realistic photo. It looks like it's a paper mache. It's been like a multi-medium kind of look. And then the jewelry as well, right? He can't express with his face, so they had to utilize a lot of the other elements. The texture of the leather jacket, the texture of the rings and how that pops. How can we use the hands to be expressive when we don't see our face? And I think he's just done a fantastic job. All that shape, you can see how that finger reaches out. I think this is great. Deciding factor between A and S, how wowed was I when I first saw it? Was I pretty wowed? Mr. Director says yes. Okay, then we're going to S. Woo! First S. What is this? What is going on? What is going on here? Was there this many members in twice? It's not just two people. I'm just This is so interesting. What is going on here? Dude, is it bad if I like almost immediately want to put it in B? It is gonna be, spoiler alert, immediate B. But let me break it down for you. Let me break it down. Let's take this as a learning lesson. First of all, posing this many members and people is not an easy task. Posing one person is hard enough. Posing multiple people for them to have their individual characteristics, and then for the whole unit to be almost as if that's one person to look good. Let's all understand this is a tough thing to do. Let me start with the individuals that I think are doing a great job in creating a unique pose and also serving face, right? Bottom right corner, this lovely, lovely lady here. Fantastic pose. Wow. Down to the finger, nice little curls on the hands. It's not all just like all together. The lines going on, right? From the shoulder to the arms, the breaking of the line, and it's creating a little subtle triangle there. You see that she has a little hold onto that fabric. Ah, wonderful touch. That's very cohesive with the art direction as well. With the fabric, everyone's got intricate patterns, the flowers going on. I think it's meant to be soft and gentle, and her pose definitely reflects that. The person right above her as well. It's a very simple pose, yet it still reflects the whole creative direction. The thing that makes that pose work is a little tilt. And that tilt, if you think about how do we communicate curiosity. So let's do a little break here. Let's say you and I, we were having a nice little coffee date, and I said something that really intrigued you. How would you, without saying anything, communicate to me that you're curious and you're intrigued, right? Let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. Huh. Just the mere fact that she has a little tilt almost adds a little glimmer in her eyes as if she's curious. And it creates a soft bend. A pose is great not because it's so intricate. A pose is great because it works with the intent. It matches up with the purpose, and she gets to express right? You get to express what you want to express, which I think she's doing a wonderful job here. Now, on to everyone else. What is going on? What is going on? What are we reaching out for? I don't even know if it's that, but it's giving 11. But here's the thing. I feel like we do that often when we're dealing with wide angle lenses. Mr. Chris, if you can just plop on a little overlay of one of those, like these kind of photos, right? I'm sure I look a little funny right now. But if it was this fisheye and a GoPro and then I was towering over the lens and doing this, that would look cool because it creates depth. You would be able to see how far I'm reaching out towards the lens. But this photo, especially if it's more of a telephoto lens, and we're going like this, and what happens with telephoto lens, it compresses the depth. We know that she's reaching out, but what does it look like? What does it read on paper? It looks like this, but that's just what I noticed. The execution, perhaps, I don't think it's maybe so much on the artists and the idols themselves. That's enough. B tier. Now I feel bad. It looks like it's just BTS conquering everyone else, but that will change. I know that will change. All right, moving on to the next. Ooh, this is great. Chung Ha? Is that her? That's stunning. Another really creative concept, just like the J-Hope one, right? It's not just like something straight out of the camera, that ethereal glow. It kind of feels like old cartoon kind of vibe, again, Sailor Moon. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? That really old painting. Chris, if you know what I'm talking about. She's got like a head wrap of sorts. Yes, exactly. I get a little bit of that, right? It's such a simple pose. You know, if I look at that painting, I would say, this is great. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful portrait. And I think I don't know if they took a lot of inspiration from that or even a little bit, but that's what I'm getting. I don't think that's a pose that everyone can do and achieve in this kind of manner to like create those shapes. I don't even know if I can do it. I've been working out the shoulders. You can really tell that elongation of the neck, right? If I zoom in on the longer part of her neck, that's really elongated, right? And the way you do that is a tilt, but also the chin pushing out. The slight little part of the lips, as if she's got a little breath coming out of the lips and her mouth. Stunning, absolutely beautiful. Do I put this, it's definitely not a B, but does it go to an S? It definitely matches the vibe of the quality of the J-Hope pose and photo. For that case, let me put it up there with Mr. J-Hope. Round of applause. Woohoo! Okay, let's move on. What in the heavens? Who are you? Oh my gosh, it's Crayon Pop! Oh my gosh. You know the high school videos, the 2 high school videos? Do you know this dance?
No.
It's all of them in the row of 5. And they're all going like this. But it's kind of going like this, and that's the video. It's me in a Pikachu suit and a cow suit and something else, and it's just them going like this. Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I almost just want to give it an S right away. Okay, listen. That's not a joke even. I know what they're going for. It's like Willem Dafoe doing the whole, right? It's like, it's over the top for a reason. And there's a performance to it. It's in your face. It's straightforward. Yeah. Power Rangers. Like we clearly know that this is a Power Ranger type of inspiration. There's a characteristic from them that we're borrowing, and it would be almost a disrespect if we didn't go in that direction. This is where it's like 10 out of 10 when it comes to art direction and the pose. It's all integrated together. It's all seamless. You know, they've got the foundations down. They're creating shapes with their legs. So Crayon Pop. I might be a little biased because I had that little dance moment as well, but I'm gonna put you onto S tier. Who is this? Last Melody. Everglow? I love this photo. This is very much my style of portrait photography, so I am a little biased. But overall, as a group, I know everyone's standing, but everyone's still hitting their own poses. And I think this is something you can take away, right? If you want to go out after this video, after being inspired by some group photos, and you're like, David has inspired me, and I don't want to do just let's take a photo quick for a memory, and you want to elevate it just a touch. But you're like, oh, do I need to every time find a couch and a staircase and all these things to create the levels like BTS did? No, you don't have to. This is one way to do it. Make sure everyone has slight spacing and you have them looking different directions and they're still hitting their own pose. If we took one person and just took them out of that photo, would that work as its own solo portrait? In this case, yes. We just don't want to find ourselves doing this all the time, which we're so accustomed to doing. You can't see it. You can't see the bottom half of her leg, but I know for sure, you don't have to move the camera, Mr. Director, but I know for sure she's doing this. Why? Because there's a slit on her dress. And if she was just standing straight, we would not see that slit. And I may have some experience being in a dress. So I know this, right? For me to show off that slit, because I want to look fabulous and I want to show off them toned legs, I have to get it up on a little tippy toe and get that knee out. I think simply put, it's not a B. It's cohesive. It has to be an A. It has to be an A. Very close, very, very close. Okay, next one. Wow, I haven't heard that name in forever. This is cool, this is fun. This is very fun. I wonder how they got into this pose. Because there's so much implied movement. Let's go down the row. The guy on the left, he's on the move. The long, bellowing sleeves. You see the guy right next to him. Shirt that's moving. He looks like he's kind of spinning or there's a gust of wind moving the shirt. And the guy right after him, he's doing a big yawn of sorts. That's so fun, especially with his pose. It's very playful. It feels very animated, which you need to be in a silhouetted shot like this, because how else can you express? You can't express with, again, the most expressive thing, our face and our eyes and our lips. The guy right behind him, probably the least amount of motion, and then right after following him, he's on a walk. That man is on a mission. And then I have no idea what the last two guys are doing, but it's great. You know, the guy on the far right, it looks like he's just pondering life. Iconic group, OG. God. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to fix. Everyone's got some cool stuff. Let's put it into S tier. Woo! Take a little break. In true Korean culture, we got kimbap. It is not sushi. Direct translation is seaweed rice. So this is our seaweed rice. This one has beef, radish, imitation crab, spinach, and carrot. It's good. 잘 먹겠습니다. Okay, let's get on with it. Fantastic choice, Mr. Producer, because this is great. This is so fun. I'm just taking it in. My goodness, look at the hair. It's like a paid actor, right? This is art, right? Like you got to play and capture away. And what does Bob Ross say? The happy accidents, right? When we go to the art side of photography, there's so much to do. The choice of the lens, the focal length. Do we want to compress the depth or do we want to widen something to be low to the ground or in this case, really high up? I imagine the lens that they were using was quite the zoom lens, quite the high focal length. Quick note, great, like the legs folding and everything creates lovely shapes. But when I move on to the grouping of everyone and just seeing them as a unit, it's really amazing as well. I love that they separated. This is the first time they've really separated the group into 3 and 2. It's a wonderful use of the negative space. Mr. Chris, if you'd like to put a little definition of what negative space is. Okay, is it S tier worthy because it just stands out in front of everyone else's? Or is it S tier because it's just that good? This is the weight on my shoulder, you guys. My goodness. S tier it is. All right, moving on. Thank you for including this. Thank you for the redemption arc, the built-in, pre-planned redemption arc of Twice. God damn, this is great. This is great. Twice, what a come up. I'm not gonna spend too long, but all I have to say is incredible. Oh, this is something you can do with your friends. If you just simply space out your friend group. I do have some notes on the individual poses. The center girl right here, incredible doing the hands right here, hip out. You see how long her front leg looks? Right? Because she's turned to the side and that leg is towards the camera. As a group, oh my goodness, I feel like I want to make sure I'm not ranking the evolution, the come up, because that's a S+. That's an S+ transformation. There are some members still that I would slightly alter that I am not going to go into too much. Let's put them into, I don't know. I was going to say A, but this just as a group, as a unit, knowing how hard it is to just move around this individual talents, I gotta give it to the photographer. Okay, in respect to the photographer, I will put them into S. Great job. All right, moving on. Oh, Itzy. All right, starting out with some of the stuff that's good. I like the lovely idol on the far right. Look at those legs, shaping the legs many times. Fundamentals, great. You would notice that sometimes chin down can be very fierce. Other times, if you have it slightly to the side like she does, it can be slightly like flirty, a little bit sensual as well. So wonderful job for her. The girl on the right on the side of her there though, yeah, I don't know. I think she could have been given a little bit more oomph. If you are working with a simpler pose, I think you have to give something, something has to shine at least. If something is simple, it's making space for something else to really be highlighted. I just don't know what that is for her. If we go all the way to the left, all the way to the left, the idol with the beautiful blonde hair, she's working that shoulder, that's good, but it kind of feels like she's pulling her neck in. I'm sure it's a very specific feeling to pull your neck in, so I'm sure she's not doing that on purpose. I have a feeling it's because she's leaning back, the shoulder is up, it probably just reads that way on camera. I've been photographing clients and people for the last decade. I don't think I've come across a single time where someone wants their neck to look shorter, right? As if it's like really next to the shoulder. So that being said, I think what she could have done is elongated her neck out, and the way to do that is by imagining there's a finger right in front of your nose, and you're just gonna boop it with your nose, right? Like so, right? So you're just gonna push that neck out, and you want to elongate it away from that shoulder and your body as much as possible. Another thing the director or the photographer could have done is to point that out to her, because photography and modeling, it takes two to tango, and I think this is where it was up to the director or the photographer to point that out and say, hey, can you bring that neck out just a little bit? I'm gonna be decisive, and I'm gonna give a B, Miss Jennie. She looks so pretty. Jennie, you look great. If you ever want to come by the studio for any posing, for me to learn from you, of course, I'm not gonna teach you anything. Please come by. Anyway, this is wonderful because posing on the ground is not an easy thing to do, to just lay down. Why is that? Is because when we lay down, we get really relaxed, which is good. I talk about that in my posing masterclass a lot, but that doesn't mean you can just lie down and go, yay, I'm relaxed, I must look great. What happens when we lay down, like I said, we have to make sure our skin doesn't just fold and compress. So it's nice that she decided to go for an upwards, and she has to hold herself up. It's a hard pose to hold. The arm, we follow along, and now it turns into this beautiful shape with the florals and that soft sheer fabric that fills up that space and that negative space. What I really love about Jennie is how she can go from one end of the spectrum, which is very, let's say like ooh, Jennie, right? Like super cool with the red hair. And then she can go all the way to the other side, which is super soft and flowery. So it's cool. It's cool that she's not bound by just the body that she's given. Let's not just take what has been given to us, our body. Oh, my body looks like this, or my body is not sexy at all by social standards. Well, for Jennie, I'm sure she's gotten that she looks really cutesy, but look at her now. She's doing all this stuff. Anyway, that's a tangent. That's something that I really appreciate about Jennie. Hopefully we can find a lot of inspiration from that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Only thing that's a little bit of a juxtaposition is her eyes. I would have loved to see her just close her eyes and bring her nose around towards the sun, and I think it would have been super soft, doubling, tripling down on the set design and the art direction of it all. I love gassing her up. It's really tough. It's really tough because sometimes the S tier stuff, good fundamentals, man. It really is just good fundamentals. It doesn't have to be this incredible thing, but we're gonna put Miss Jennie Kim on S tier. Woo! What the flip? What the flip? This is crazy. This is the wow factor I'm talking about, right? This is the wow factor. This is the creative, unique pose, holding yourself up, right? Like physically taxing as well, winning on that first criteria, like the alignment with the theme, hell yeah. Talk about aura farming here. This is just aura farming to the max. The arms, the legs, the crazy shapes, the bold shapes. This is not where we do you remember the BTS in the very beginning where they're relaxed? This is the opposite of it, right? Yes, I teach my students, beginner students a lot to work on this first, because we're so used to, especially if you're awkward or nervous in front of the camera, what do we do with our body? We tense up. And then to have you do this, it doesn't work that way. So I'm teaching, first of all, find a lot of confidence and comfort in your body. Then we can level up into doing these like crazy ab workout poses. Round of applause. I didn't know Jisoo had it in her like that, honestly. This is for sure an S tier. Why do I have so many S tiers? My goodness. Okay, moving on. Ooh! This is Eunbi? This is beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like just photography wise, I wish I could shoot like this. I wish I was able to have credit on this because I would be immensely proud and say, God damn. I think this is like almost a 10 out of 10 for everything. But I mean the pose, it's simple. When you do pose in puffy dresses, maybe your wedding day is coming up, that's why shaping that is really important. You know, use your hands to shape the dress, or in this case, I'm sure she had some stylists to fill the flow, right? They're creating the shape of the dress and the fabric. I love the little finger that we see that she has on the flower. I don't know if you caught that. Maybe if we saw a little bit more of her arm, like maybe her elbow peeking out just a little bit there at the bottom of the flower, could have been cool, but you know, just seeing her work the fingertips and stuff like that. The star of the show, truly, I mean, of course she's got the face card. It's so soft. We talked a lot about chin down looking up, but this time it's chin up and then softly looking down, right? It's this gracefulness, that neck and the collarbones, the star of the show. You don't have to do much when you can just show that off, right? That's the star of the show. Fantastic, beautiful. I think we all knew it. This is gonna be S tier. That's a good pick, sir. That's a good pick. That's a good pick and a good pick photo. Hey, this is great. This is great. I mean, it's just great, such great photography. And then we got the leading lines, right? Like the flags from the bottom right corner into the tractor, then into the balloons and into the birds, all that kind of stuff. Chris, you were talking to me before about the group photos and how maybe a lot of these agencies or photo shoots, maybe they want to play it more safe and have everyone up front together so they're not playing any bias and giving anyone special treatment. But here it is. Here's someone, I guess, that is taking the risk and saying, whether you're in the front or the back, everyone's their own character. And it's cool, right? Like way far back. And look at that. You get to pose with the tractor. You get to be in the tractor. I would take that. I'd be so fabulous in that tractor. Such kudos to the design, the art director, the photographer, and just bottom right corner again. I think that's great. Look at that shoulder. Look at that shoulder, everyone. Okay? The my little soda pop. For some reason, we do this often where, let me show it, where I can even do it on here, where it's like this, and we hang this here, like it's a purse or something. I wish she just went for just a more intentional here, or you can just go for it if you want. Like this is very model-esque, if I may say. We're definitely posing for something, right? We all know this, but if she wanted to go for something less posy and more natural, then instead of just hanging this here, because also is it natural, we just go for a little skirt grab, a little hold. And what do I notice? The lovely fabric. If every time you have a interesting fabric, something soft, go for a little hold. Like hold on to that. Play with it. Maybe go along with the wind. It seems like there's some wind with that too. Play with the hand. And you can even just let it gently hold here. I guess that's an A. Yep. Should we do one more? Hey, we got Shinee. This is really, really fun. Oh, they even got the tagline, one of one. Hey, your work of art, one of one. When it comes to fashion and dressing for women and men, we often say, wow, women have so much more options. And I think that's the perception for men when it comes to posing as well. What are some classics for men, right? The hands in the pocket, the arms crossed, definitely not leaning forward and moving the hips. I think a lot of men's poses are so stiff at the hips because they're so scared to, I'm not gonna come after men in this video, but they're so restricted. Sit the pose. What's nice is that he's not keeping the knees on the same level. One is higher, one is boom. You see that, right? And then he's turned, and then arm here, and because the knees are different heights, this one Even when it's just on top, the two arms are at different levels as well, right? It's not just like this, boom. And I get that question often, once again, too many times, like, David, how do I look cool? How do I look Model-esque? What expression am I supposed to do? You don't have to do any expression with your mouth. Like, you just literally need to turn your head and give the camera a side eye. And you're gonna feel it. When you give something a side eye, you're gonna feel the intensity. Once again, just a little highlight on how expressive our eyes are from just looking from the side. Great, so great. Thank you, Shinee, for paving the path and being an inspiration to all the men out there and saying you can wear colorful colors, you can sit on the ground and look hella cool and gangster, and you can be fun and then lean forward and say, hey. So thank you, Shinee. Oh, where do I, S for Shinee. And scene, let's do and scene, that's on brand, and scene. Y'all, we did it. We did it. I hope you enjoyed that. I had no idea I would enjoy reacting to K-pop covers that much, even though, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, we shot for 2 hours straight, but would you believe me if I told you we didn't even get through all the K-pop covers? I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Please don't come after me. I'm just a posing guy. But truly, I hope you learned something. I think there's so much to learn from the whole industry. I mean, there's so much money that goes into this, right? So much brains and financial support, skill sets, all these incredible people coming together to create these album covers. There's so much to learn from it. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot. And if you didn't see your favorite artist on there, please let me know, because you didn't see my middle school and high school crushes on there, because I would have been too biased. But if you want to see that, let me know in the comments as well, because this was, again, so incredibly fun. Keep posing it up. Tag me in your poses. How many times can I say pose? I will see you on the next time.